How many fingers am I holding up? Wrong. These are two fingers. Remember that. How many fingers are these? Wrong again. These are five. I know it doesn't make sense. Just trust me. Trust me. I'll explain it. Let's get into our story. In the 1950s, there was a young preacher in Indiana. His name was Jim Jones. He was loud. He was passionate. He said all the right things. He preached equality when segregation was still the law. He opened a church called the People's Temple. He said everybody was welcome. Black, white, rich, poor. He fed the hungry, helped the elderly. He fought racism. To many people, he wasn't just a pastor. He was hope. He called him father. He called them my children. But with time, the message started to shift. He stopped reading from the Bible. He said, I am your Bible now. He performed fake miracles. He used blood packs to pretend that he had healed people, told followers that questioning him was like questioning God. The more power he gained, the more dangerous he became. By the 1970s, his church had thousands of members in California. Politicians wanted his support because he could fill rallies with screaming supporters. He even became the chairman of the San Francisco's Housing Authority. He had fame, he had influence, complete control over his followers. Then newspaper exposés started uncovering the truth. Beatings, lies, sexual abuse, threats. To his members, he called it persecution. He said that America hated them because they were pure. That the only solution, he said, it was to start over somewhere new, somewhere far away from here, somewhere safe. So in 1977, Jim Jones packed up about 900 of his most loyal followers and he moved them to the jungles of Guyana, South America. He called the place Jonestown. He promised paradise, no racism, no poverty, no pain, just beauty and peace. At first, it looked like heaven. People cleared the land, they sang songs, built houses side by side. They thought they had found peace. But the jungle started showing its real face. The soil was poor, the heat was brutal, mosquitoes were everywhere, food started to run short. People walked from when they opened their eyes to sunset. And when the sun went down, there was no rest. Jones would call meetings for hours that lasted till morning. His voice would be echoing through loudspeakers that played day and night. Even when you're sleeping, you're hearing this man. Passports and money, they were taken for safety. Letters that people tried to write home, they were censoring the letters. Armed guards patrolled the gates. The jungle was thick. The river was long. Listen, there was nowhere to run. Then came the white nights. Sirens in the middle of the night. Everybody rushing half asleep to the pavilion, running. Jones would hand out cups of red liquid and he would say, it is poison, drink. People cried, but they drank and then they waited. Then he would laugh and say, it was just a test. He wasn't testing their faith. He was testing their obedience. How many? Very good. Very good. You're learning. This is 2. You remembered. I know it still looks like 5, but just stay with me. Just trust me. This is 2. Okay? Back in America, families started to worry. They formed a group called the Concerned Relatives and they begged the government to investigate. A congressman named Leo Ryan, he decided to go and see for himself. So in November of 1978, he flew to Guyana with journalists and worried family members. When they arrived, Jonestown, it looked like paradise. Music, dancing, laughter. Jones put on his best smile. But in the middle of all that, a man slipped a note to a reporter, into a reporter's hand. It said, please help get us out of here. By the next morning, about 15 people asked that please, they want to leave with the congressman. They want to go back to the United States. Jones, he said, okay, and he was smiling, but he was so angry inside. As the group headed to the small port Kaituma airstrip, the airport, a tractor full of armed guards followed them. When the planes were ready to board, they opened fire. Congressman Leo Ryan, his life was taken immediately. 3 other journalists too lost their lives. Others too were shot, including Ryan's aide, Jackie Spear. She survived 5 gunshot wounds. When Jones heard what had happened, he knew there was no going back. He told his followers, they are going to come for us. They will torture all our children. Then he called everybody to the pavilion one last time. A large container of grape flavor aid, like Kool-Aid, mixed with cyanide and sedatives. It was set on the table. He called it medicine. He told mothers, give it to your children first. Some mothers cried, parents begged. A woman named Kristen Miller, she pleaded, she said, please, we can still go to Russia. We don't have to die. Jones said, it's too late. Then over the loudspeakers came his final words. If we can't live in peace, then we must die in peace. Parents held their babies and fed them this poison. Adults followed. Those who refused, they were injected by force. Guards stood by with guns to make sure that nobody ran. Within an hour, more than 900 people were dead. Men, women, over 200 children. Jim Jones died last, a gunshot wound to the head, likely by his own hand. A few survived by hiding or running into the jungle. They somehow escaped. Then the Temple's basketball team, they were in Georgetown that night. So when they came back, the whole town was silent. Everybody was gone. How many? 5. Perfect. You're learning fast. I know it doesn't make sense. Just keep trusting me, okay? That's how they convince you that 5 fingers are 2. The sun is green, grass is purple, the sky is falling down. Not overnight, bit by bit. You hear it so many times that one day you just stop arguing with your own eyes. This was exactly what Jim Jones did. It didn't make sense to uproot your entire life and follow him to a jungle. But he said, trust me. It didn't make sense to hand over your savings, your children, your freedom, your life. But he said, no, just trust me. It didn't make sense to stop writing to your family, to leave behind armed guards, to drink from that poisoned cup. But he said, trust me. And they all did. People still say, don't drink from the Kool-Aid. That's from this case. Like, as if it's just a saying. But behind that line, there were real families, teachers, nurses, grandparents, people who only wanted a better world. And they followed the wrong voice. How many fingers are these? 5. There are 5. How many are these? 2. Exactly. You have always known that. You already knew that. Don't ever allow somebody to talk you out of what you know to be true. Ask questions. Think. Even faith needs eyes. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like stories or videos like this, please follow me. I tell these stories all the time on all my social media. Thank you.